Okay, I am so tired, but I cannot go to bed tonight with a slight beat and not give you all a video because I have been slipping. And so, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all can stop harassing me. You know who you are. Y'all can get off my case because y'all don't know what I've been through, where I've been, what it feels like to be pregnant, okay? So, y'all better enjoy this little video, little update. We're 18 weeks. Welcome to yet another late episode of With Love MJ. I really hope that you guys enjoy this one. And here's me doing the absolute most, as always. All right, everyone. So I know that I said that I wouldn't be apologizing anymore for my lapse and making a video. You know, my absence is a little unacceptable at this point, but please forgive me. I'm tired. I'm pregnant. I started my master's program and I'm working at the same time. So please, please find it in your heart to forgive me. And I hope that you enjoy my little update because a lot has happened. Okay, so let's get to the important stuff. On February 20th at 4:11 p.m., I felt my very first blutter. Now I know, usually people say at I was about 15 weeks, 14, 15 weeks, usually don't feel anything, but I was certain that this was a flutter. It kind of felt like somebody was like tickling me from the inside. So I had my doubts in the beginning and I was just like, no, this can't be. So I just left it alone at first, but I made sure to record the time that it happened. So the next day, the next couple of days, it happened again. And I'm like, maybe it's just like blood or something like that. It could be anything going on inside my stomach at this point. So around 16 weeks, I was like, no, something's not right. I started feeling like jumps. So I went to spend time with baby's mama, which is paternal grandmother. And when I was over there, we were talking for like 3 hours, and I'm like, oh, I felt something. So as soon as she put her hand on my stomach, she said something, and doom doom, like no lie, in like 2 seconds it happened. And it was just so funny because I'm like, I kept psyching myself out for days, and in that week she finally felt it, and she was like, oh no, like I felt it too, the baby's actually kicking. So after like weeks of watching videos and reading forums and trying to figure out if my baby is really fluttering, I found out that this was the real deal. And when I say I was hype, I was so excited. Like, it's like you're pregnant, but from each time you go to the doctor until the next, you're wondering what's going on, am I progressing, is anything happening? But then I felt that and I was like, we got action, something's going on, baby's okay. So I was like, so one thing that I have been extremely set on since I found out that I was pregnant was making sure that the things that I experience in life, I don't pass on to my child in a way that causes trauma. Not that I've had many traumatic experiences in my life, but just making sure that I'm constantly evolving and constantly making sure that the things that I've learned and I'm unlearning, I'm doing so in a healthy way so that I'm able to parent my child in a healthy way. I'm able to nurture in a healthy way, and that I'm not, if you will, being a toxic parent. And I know that a lot of people don't think of those things early, but when you suffer in different ways, whether it be your depression, your anxiety, or just anything, those things tend to pass on to our children unconsciously, of course. But my thing has always been that I want to raise a child or children that are in a better position or situation than I am in. And my life doesn't suck, but it's all about being progressive to me. And so I've decided that I am going to start therapy. So this past week, I started therapy, and not only because I'm bringing a child into this world, but I just have this thing where I always tell myself I can't be anybody's super mom unless I'm a superwoman to myself, and who better to save the superhero than herself. And so that's been a really big thing for me. I've always said that I was going to do it. Some personal things that I've gone through recently has kind of motivated me to do so, because, you know, with the thought of postpartum, which is natural, people go through it, and just knowing I'm still young, in the 20s are really a tough time. Early 20s are really a tough time for anybody. People always talk about how they have post-grad anxiety, and I'm not too far from my college graduation. Wasn't that far ago. I mean, that long ago. Just that, and then bringing new life into the world, it's a whole different set of expectations. And with lots of expectations comes that anxiety of, am I doing things right, or feeling like you're inadequate, which I kind of felt in the beginning, like, wow, God thought that I was fit to become somebody else's mother. So I think that while a lot of those thoughts are truly important and meaningful and naturally healthy, I think it's also important to tackle those thoughts and do something with them. And my process included therapy. So I'm going to be going. I don't really know what I expect out of my journey, but I really do want to include some of the things that I learned and some of my takeaways. Not getting too personal because my sessions are my own, but you know, I know that there are mothers out there who feel like I felt, you know, first time moms feel like I felt, and even people who have multiple children, I know that there are women who feel like they're inadequate and sometimes feel like giving up, or have been in a crossroads where they don't know if they are going to be able to take care of the child that they're carrying. And so instead of letting those things happen to me, I decided that I was gonna go, and hopefully I inspire other first time moms, or even anyone in their early 20s, just letting them know, like, there's no situation too big or too small to make you want to make a change for yourself. My hope. So far everything's been going really well. The only hiccup is that I have low iron, which is generally really normal when you're pregnant. So the doctor just suggested that I take extra iron supplements on top of my prenatal vitamins, which is not a problem. I've always had pretty low iron, so it didn't completely come as a surprise. My appetite is a lot different now. Like, people always say or said to me that the second trimester would come with a lot of different experiences, but I did not expect to not be hungry. Like, sometimes I have to force myself to eat, or remind myself, like, somebody's inside of you. If you want to have any amount of energy, you need to eat something. So sometimes it's really hard, because I've never been like a snacker, and you're supposed to have a higher caloric intake while you're pregnant. Never been a snacker, so it's a little difficult. Some changes in my body that have been happening. My waistline is on its way out the door. My nose, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but my face is getting chunky, and I'm enjoying every second of it. Like, just seeing your body stretch and seeing what can happen to a woman while they're pregnant, while they're creating life, it's just such a great experience. And it's just amazing. Like, wow, I'm creating life inside of me. And just knowing like your body can stretch beyond limits. Nobody could ever do what we can do. So experiencing this has been like truly a gift. All right, so far I've gone to have my genetic testing and I've had my anatomy ultrasound. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what I'm having, and I won't know until April 7th when I have my big gender reveal. I've invited my family and friends to come to my house and share in this moment with me. So I'm really excited about that. My mom's the keeper of the gender, and she hasn't told anybody. She hasn't told me. I've been bugging her. I've been looking for the envelope to no avail. My ultrasound. So the same day I was able to get my anatomy scan, and words can't really describe what my anatomy scan was like. All right, I'm being a little dramatic. So they take you inside the room. You have to have a full bladder so that they're able to catch everything, see everything. And the baby's more active, I guess, when you are drinking something. I'm not sure. So I went in. I had my anatomy scan done. They were able to tell the gender. And all the while, we are having this ultrasound done. The baby is just swimming. Whatever they do, whatever babies do, just up and down, upside down, upside down, upside down. And I was just like, what are you doing? And I'm feeling the kicks, I'm feeling the movement everywhere. So the ultrasound tech is moving the monitor around, and I'm laughing and talking, and you just keep feeling kicks. So then in some of the ultrasound pictures, the baby's like this, and the baby's like this, and hiding their eyes, and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And the funniest part of my ultrasound was the baby moving their mouth, because I never seen anything like that. Like, I always see ultrasound pictures of the baby moving around, the baby hiding, moving hands, but I never seen like the baby was literally like, the baby looked like it was saying something. So that was really exciting. My mom was actually there with me, and she cried a little bit, and it was a very tearful experience, because we'd seen the ultrasound before, we'd seen the baby before, but never that active, and I never seen my baby at this size before. So unfortunately, this is my second to last ultrasound scan until the baby gets here. I'm now in my second trimester, which means my next scan will be at about 22 weeks. And then after that, they just do measurements of like, well, necessary measurements, and they measure the heartbeat. So this time around, baby's heartbeat was resting at 133, and then when the baby was active, we were like at a 146. So baby's heartbeat is strong, everything's going well. So, good feeling. At the anatomy testing and genetic testing, they took me through a series of steps. So I went into the doctor's office at about 1:30 that day. I had an appointment, and they took me into the room with the genetic counselor. The genetic counselor asked me questions on both maternal and paternal sides, health related questions about any genetic disorders, diseases, anything that runs in the family. Fortunately, I didn't have anything to really worry about. My only concern going in was that dad carries a sickle cell trait. I don't, fortunately. So the baby has a lesser chance of carrying the trait as well. Well, a lesser chance of actually having sickle cell. The baby will probably carry the trait. So I would suggest that if you are planning on having children, that is a very important conversation to have. And fortunately, we've had conversations just about health in general a lot. So going to the doctor, being asked those questions just came really naturally, I was able to just tell them what was going on in each of our families. And the test results came back. Everything is negative. The baby is completely healthy. I got nip testing done, which tests for, I don't know how to say it, but a number of disorders, which include Down syndrome and spinal bifida. There we go. So it tests for a number of things, including those, and everything came back negative. So I'm feeling pretty confident, feeling pretty good. The waiting game after you take those tests is extremely sickening, because you're wondering, is my baby okay? Did I do anything wrong in the beginning? And I had a really rough beginning of my pregnancy, as I said already in earlier videos. So just wondering what those test results were going to come back as was very nerve-wracking, but I'm glad that the baby's fine. I'm glad that everything came back well, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my pregnancy. In the next couple of weeks, me and baby are going to go on our first real road trip. We're gonna be hanging out, so I'm going to be showing you, or taking you through, my first experience or my first journey out with my friends while I'm pregnant. I don't really know how that's gonna go. None of my other friends are pregnant, and we like to party, so we'll see how this goes. I'm really looking forward to seeing them, and then the week after, I'm gonna find out who this is growing inside of me. So I'm really excited for the next couple weeks. We're feeling a lot better. I'm able to move a lot more. My energy is like, it comes and it goes. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll record my journey so you guys can follow us.